But you know what's funny? What I like about
Not your jokes. Your mom?
Your mama?
My mama?
That is true. Hold on. Is that all you want to hear? Me saying your mama?
No. Your mama?
But it would be nice.
Like that. That would have been cool. Does anyone else have any roasts they want to...
You can't just insult people. And that's the difference between roasting and being able to build up your tolerance for words so that anybody who tells you anything in the street, you don't get physical and cause harm. So I think actually there is a lot of mental health progression.
How the fuck did this turn into a PSA, bro?
Why shouldn't it?
How the fuck did a roast turn into a mental health PSA?
Why
Shout out
shouldn't
Cam
your
H.
mushy brain that knows food and
Yeah,
and clothes, like that's all you know. You know fabric and food.
I'll take it.
I feel like
two
I'm
things.
at couples counseling
You are.
and I'm
This is what's happening, yeah.
I'm the most
What I was-
underqualified counselor.
I
Don't
would
you
love-
think I'm right?
Danish, I would love it if you had advice for them.
This is an unsalvageable homoerotic relationship.
Very.
nothing erotic.
With a lot of
Homo.
self-loathing.
I've been
And-
trying to break up with him. I keep telling him, hey man, your asshole isn't tight enough.
This is what Kevin Hart calls white boy humor, just so you guys know. I was watching last night before the roast battle, I was watching the roast of Tom Brady. And then after the roast battle, I finished the roast of Tom Brady. And like the whole time, every time the football players went up, they were always talking about the white football players. They were mostly talking about how like, I'm going to suck your dick or you suck my dick and I touch your asshole, blah, blah. And then Kevin Hart was like, what's with white guys always talking about sucking each other's dicks? What's that?
It's true.
That all
Yeah.
over.
Because they're
black
more
guys-
comfortable with.
because black guys-
are homophobic.
Black guys don't talk about it, they do it.
Like
More
a real
action
people.
oriented.
Like Diddy and
Yes, like Diddy.
Diddy and what's his name?
Meek Mill?
Anybody who has been around him for the last 20 years.
But I heard him and Meek Mill had a thing. A lovely.
Bro, Meek Mill has
I don't
been
know if it's love.
passed around.
Like a puffer.
Yeah. Who else has had sex with Meek Mill? Guys,
Everyone, bro. Rick Ross. Probably.
I mean, we're definitely not going to be sponsored by any of those people.
No.
So, yeah.
I
Thank
don't
God.
remember last time Rick Ross and like Meek Mill sponsored anything.
Well,
We don't want their dirty
Wingstop.
money.
In the U.S., Wingstop. Rick Ross has a lot of it.
Wingstop?
Yeah, I know a lot about food.
No, see, food and fabric. The two things that has your
I don't know
heart.
if it's fabric. It's more about carpets.
It is. It is pattern. You see,
likes
he's got.
carpets so
He gets
much.
tattoos of anything he likes. He's got a tattoo of a carpet on his foot.
Yeah.
So
on his
does
leg,
he.
on his chin.
I do.
you
I have
roasting him
I have
too?
a microphone.
Yeah, you got a tattoo of a microphone.
in front
Can
of
you see it?
in front of this microphone, which
Can
is
you
awesome.
show it to the camera? Here.
There we go.
So you love comedy so much that you even got it tattooed on your chest. Like a little,
Yes, it's proof.
Thing.
It's proof that I'm not mentally stable.
which is actually what I want to talk about. How do you think all comedians are crazy?
Yeah, the
That's-
good ones are.
That's
I'm of the opinion, and it's considered a little gauche lately, that all art comes from some kind of broken person. Because if you are a healed, functional human being, you're going to do normal things.
What's
Per-
normal?
Like not starving yourself to tell a joke on a Tuesday night for 3 people at a bar where the Wi-Fi is why people are there in the first place. You know, so like that's what it takes to, like as part of the journey of stand-up. Those are the kind of nights you do for years and years and years on end, not knowing what's happening. This is not like an industry with any kind of structure, really. There's no HR, there's no ladder, there's no if I do this, that means that. People just find out in real time how to be successful on their own terms, and the other people try to copy it and they don't understand why. And we see this like during the Seinfeld era, for example. It was called the book, TV, and movie deal. That was the thing you had to do as a comedian.
I think the business of show is something that you see and you repeat. Like it comes from mimicking, regardless. And most of the even the greats are that we follow and that comedians like George Carlin, Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Flip Wilson. These are comedians that no longer are amongst us. They're from the 60s and 70s. And they were inspiration to Jerry Seinfeld and Chris Rock.
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Louis C.K. and all the greats
Right.
that are right now are like huge, or Kevin Hart. And it's so interesting that obviously the inspiration for those comedians, for the A-listers today, came from the TV, came from those comedy clubs, from
Right,
what
yeah.
they saw. And as you said, like the business of show back then was that you had to do a lot of, you wrote a set and you went to different comedy clubs, you did it. Finally, if you were lucky enough, you would get on at Tonight Show, Johnny Carson show.
Right.
And then if you hit the show, that was a huge step. If Johnny asked you to go, like after you did your spot, to go and sit on the couch for a few seconds, then you
yeah.
had made it. The TV, like network would probably offer you a deal for a TV show and whatnot. And comedians were able to write a joke, and as you said, that became the process,
Right.
and feed their family with it, because not everybody had heard it. For comedians, as such, it's open doors and becoming. I don't think there's been ever a golden time for a comedian, and as much as it is right now, like they treat it like rock stars. They sell out venues, arenas. They get Netflix specials, podcasts when there's nothing else is going on.
Comedy, I look at the way it evolved, much the way that the video game industry evolved in the early 90s. Because, like, let me put it this way. Stand-up comedy used to be a single genre when it first came out. Stand-up, this is what stand-up is in the 70s. Like, it's a guy talking about how much he hates his wife. You know, that's stand-up. Video games, when they first came out, it's like, what's a game? It's just something children do. It's Pong, it's Atari, it's Mario, until Mortal Kombat hit.
Woo!
Right? And then they're like, oh, we can't. Video games aren't just one thing.
Fuck yeah.
We now need the electronic rating board. That's how it came out, the standards for mature adult content. It came because of Mortal Kombat. Then they realized, oh, games aren't one monolith. It's actually like, can be a collection of genres. It can be storytelling, it can be dark, it can be silly, funny.
That's how we do it over here on Politically Challenged Podcast. Yeah.